We'll get started at the top of the mat in our mountain pose. Breathing, pull those shoulders back and down away from the ears. Bringing your mind onto the mat. Feeling your breath come and go here. Grounding through the feet. Rising up the spine nice and long. And we'll take a deep inhale here, rising the arms up overhead, clasping them at the top. And we'll take a little lean to one side here, stretching out the side body. Inhale, exhale. Rising back to the middle, and we'll lean off to the other side. Inhale, exhale. Coming back up to the middle. Let's go ahead into our first forward fold of the day. Give a nice bend into the knees, walking the feet out, bending one knee at a time, just stretching those hamstrings. And on your next inhale, we'll go ahead, roll it up all the way to the top. Exhaling the arms high, clasping the hands, and we'll lean again to one side. Try and come in a little bit deeper this time. If you want to take your gaze up to the top arm, feeling that long stretch. Inhale it into the center. Exhale over to the other side. Long stretch here, turning your gaze if it feels good, up to that top arm. Breathing, grounding through the feet. Inhaling back up to the center, and let's exhale, forward fold. Taking a hold of both elbows, now we'll come into our ragdoll pose. Letting the top half of your body be nice and loose. The neck is soft and long, just swaying side to side. Letting those legs and hips release here. And coming to stillness, we'll go ahead and roll it all the way up. Bringing the hands to prayer in front of you, step back the left foot, straightening out the right. And we'll go ahead, bring the hands down to the waist. And take a bend over that right leg. Bending from the hips, keeping that right leg as straight as you can. Drawing the chest down toward the thigh. Inhale, rise it up. And exhale, we'll go for a slight back bend here, keeping the chest nice and open here, pressing those shoulders away from the ears. Inhaling, rise it back to center, stepping it forward. Deep inhale, rise those arms up above the head. Exhaling, bring them down to the waist. And we'll step back the right leg, folding over the left this time. Again, drawing the chest toward the thigh and breathing here. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, bending back into a slight back bend, pressing those shoulders down away from the ears, leaving that chest nice and open. Rising up, go ahead, step it forward. Deep inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, folding down, forward fold. Grounding down the hands, let's step back the left foot to a 45 degree. Inhale, rise up, bend that right leg into a warrior one, hands into prayer. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend into it. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, open your arms back. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, rise the arms overhead. Exhale, bend the knee. And we'll hold here in warrior one. Pressing those shoulders away from the ears, making sure The knee is lined up right over the ankle, and we'll step it forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release it over to the other side. Stepping the right foot back, bend that left knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Release the arms back. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, rise the arms overhead. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Holding here, warrior one. And we'll go ahead, step it forward to the front of the mat. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, go for a forward fold. Planting the hands, we'll step it back into downward facing dog. Go ahead, walk your dog out here, pedaling the feet. Stretching out those hamstrings. Pushing onto your toes, shift that weight forward over the hands into high plank and back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. And we'll hold it here, breathing in our down dog. Pressing those heels toward the mat, the crown of the head coming down toward the earth. Pressing through those shoulder blades, lifting the tailbone up toward the sky. And let's walk it forward into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, rising all the way up. Stretching long. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, halfway lengthen, elongate the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rolling all the way up. Exhale, arms high. Inhaling, forward fold. Ground those hands. Let's step it out. Downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up into a three-legged dog. Make sure your knee is pointed toward the earth. Don't open that hip. Shift the weight forward. Draw that knee to the left elbow. Press it back out, three-legged dog. Drawing the knee across to the right elbow. Press it back, three-legged dog. Again to the left, three-legged dog, and over to the right. Drop the knee between the hands, letting that back leg go long and flat behind you, and we'll come into our pigeon pose. So you can stay high on the hands like this if that feels all right to you, or go ahead, lower down to the forearms, or all the way down to the forehead. Whatever feels best for you. We're just going to hold this pose a few breaths, making sure the outstretched leg is knee pointing down and your foot is flat out behind it, not up on the toes. Breathing here, feeling the stretch. Let's go ahead, rise it back up onto the hands. Bringing the front leg forward, push it back out into your three-legged dog. From here, we're going to bend the knee and open up that hip, looking out under the left armpit. You can stay here if you like in this hip opener, or go ahead and drop the foot into your wild thing. Opening up that heart, pressing that chest and pelvis up toward the sky. And releasing down the leg or flipping back over into your downward facing dog. Shifting the weight, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling up, cobra. Exhaling, press it back into a wide leg child's pose. So knees are wide as the mat. So taking a couple breaths here, releasing the chest toward the mat. Feeling that stretch all the way down the backs of the shoulders. Let's go ahead, inhale, and rise it back up into our downward facing dog. Coming into the right side now, lift that right leg, three-legged dog. Bringing the knee to the left elbow, three-legged dog. Knee to the right, three-legged dog. knee to the left, three-legged dog. Once more to the right, three-legged dog. And this time we'll come forward, dropping that right knee on the mat. Left leg is straight and long behind you, coming into our pigeon pose. Lowering down to whatever level is comfortable for you. And letting that hip open up, relax down into the pose. Let your neck be soft and long, holding no tension there. Rising back up on the hands, let's go ahead and push it all the way up, pressing that right leg back in the air to our three-legged dog. And we'll bend the knee, opening up that hip. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and drop it over into your wild thing. Pressing those hips and chest open, stretching the chest, breathing here. Go ahead, drop the leg down or flip back over the wild thing. Coming back into your downward facing dog. Bring the weight forward on your hands, high plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhaling up, cobra. And exhaling, ground those knees, and we'll press it back into a child's pose. Breathing with the chest toward the earth here. Arms outstretched long. Rising it back up onto all fours. Let's go ahead, tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing dog. Looking up to the top of the mat, step it forward, forward fold, and rolling all the way up. Inhale those arms high. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll it all the way up again. And we'll step back the right leg, coming into our warrior one. We'll go ahead, take eagle arms here, crossing the right arm over the left, arms and palms facing each other, and we'll bend down toward that thigh. Inhale, rise it up, take a small back bend. Exhale, bend it forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend it forward. Inhaling, rise. Exhaling, straighten that front leg, and we'll bend forward again. Releasing the hands down toward the mat in our pyramid pose. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot and rise open that right arm, opening the chest. Releasing that right hand down to the mat now. We'll go ahead and take a bend into the left knee and lower the back knee down to the mat. Inhaling, rise the arms up, coming into your low lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling, straighten that front leg, coming into your half split, bringing the chest down over the thigh. Inhaling, bend the knee. Exhale, the arms high. Inhaling to heart center. And we'll straighten that leg back out, half split. Walking the hands over to the middle. We'll come up onto the feet into our wide-legged forward fold. Bending from the hips here, let the crown of the head fall toward the mat here. And we'll go ahead, inhale, up halfway onto the fingertips. Exhale, release into the fold. Inhaling, fingertips will straighten the spine. Exhale it, fold. Turning out the right toes, let's walk the hands over to the right, bringing your chest over the thigh, and folding there, reaching for the shin, the ankle, or the floor as you stretch down over the right. Turning in the toes, walk the hands back center, and release into your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, drop it down. Turn out the left toes, and we'll walk the hands over to the left. Breathing into that stretch. Again, if you want to come onto the shin or ankle or reach for your mat, whatever feels best for you. Go ahead, walk the hands back center. Releasing wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, hands to the hips. Exhale, rise all the way up. Release the left hand down the leg, stretching out wide the right side. Reaching the right arm above your head. Inhale, center. Exhale, release it right, reaching out with the left arm over the head. Inhale, center. Exhale, folding down. You can come onto the shins, ankles, or reach for each of those big toes in your wide leg forward fold. Releasing the hands back to the center, let's rise it up halfway. Hands to the hips and rise the whole body up. Stepping the feet together at the top of the mat. Inhaling up. Let's fold it down, forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, folding back in, forward fold. Holding here. Breathing, let those hamstrings release. Rising up halfway, lengthen the spine. Dropping down, forward fold. And inhaling, roll it all the way up. Exhale, stretch it long and fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhaling, fold. Planting down the hands, let's step back that left foot. And we'll inhale, rise it up, warrior one. Taking eagle arms on the opposite side now. Elbows parallel to the ground. And let's bend it forward over that right thigh. Exhaling, give a little back bend. Inhale, bend it forward. Exhaling, bend it back. Inhaling, bend it forward. Exhaling, back. Inhaling forward. Exhale it back. Releasing the arms, we'll straighten the right leg and bend it forward into your pyramid pose. Holding here, letting the body release. Inhale, bend that knee, dropping down the left. Rise up those arms, bringing them into heart center. In your low lunge, release it back, half split. Chest is coming over the thigh. Inhale, bend forward, rise the arms, low lunge. On your next exhale, straightening the front leg, half split. Inhaling forward, rise those arms, low lunge. And grounding down the hands. We'll walk them into the center, coming up onto the feet. Bend the right leg, bringing your weight over it, extending the left leg long into your side lunge. Now take a minute to adjust here, get your balance. And when you feel good, you can rise the chest up, hands into heart center, going for a balance here. If you feel more comfortable with hands down on the mat, leave them there. Just feeling your body, feeling your breath. Release the hands down, walking into the middle for your wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway up on fingertips. Exhale, release down into the fold. Inhale, halfway fingertips. Exhale it, fold. Inhale, halfway, and we'll walk the hands over toward the left, turning out that foot, bending into the knee, extend the right leg long. Rising up the chest and hands if it feels good for you in your side lunge on the left. Plant those hands down. Let's walk them into the center, coming for our wide-legged forward fold. Inch those feet in just a little wider than hip width apart, and we'll inhale, rolling all the way up. Exhale the arms high, 5-point star. Bending knees and elbows down into our goddess. Inhale, rise it up, 5-point star. Exhaling goddess. Inhaling star. Exhaling goddess. And we'll hold there, hands into the heart center. Inhale, 5-point star. Let's bring those feet in a little bit closer. And we'll exhale, hands to heart center. Go ahead, lower down, nice and slow, all the way into your yogic squat. Pressing those shoulders away from the ears. Rising open the chest. Letting those hips open and drop down toward the earth. Breathing here. Planting down the hands, let's go ahead, rise it up. Bringing hands to the hips, rolling all the way up. And we'll step it forward to the top of the mat now in our mountain pose. We'll come into our balance now, taking a moment to ground down through that right leg and get a focal point in front of you that's not moving. Rising up the left knee, leaving the hands on the hips. Go ahead, shift that leg out, back straight behind you, and bring it back to the center. Inhale, rise the knee again. Exhale, push it out behind you. Bringing it center. Go ahead, pedal out the feet, and we'll go for it on the other side. So grounding down through the left leg. Get your focal point. And we'll inhale, rise the right knee up. Exhaling, let's shift it back, press it straight out behind you. And bring it back to the center. Grounding again through the left. Inhale, rise that right knee. Exhale, push it out behind you. And release it back down center. Pedaling out the feet. Go ahead, ground down through the right again. Bring those hands into heart center. And we'll lift the left knee up. Shifting the arms open and the leg back at the same time. Straighten it out. Hands to heart center. Bring the foot to the side. Leaving it off the mat. And rising it back to the front. Bend that knee. Releasing the foot, very nice. Taking a breath, pedal out the feet, and we'll ground down through the left. Inhale, rise that right knee up. Exhale, release the hands and leg back behind you, not touching the mat. Hands to heart center, bring that right leg out beside you in the air. And rise it back up in front of you. Releasing to the mat, very nice. Go ahead, pedal out the feet, and we'll come into our warrior three next. So stepping back the left leg, bring a bend into the right knee. And we'll come into our warrior one to begin. Inhaling, shift the weight into the right leg while lifting up the left. And you're going to reach those arms out in front of you. Breathing, balancing on the right leg. Release it down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, step back the right leg. Pressing into the left this time. We'll go ahead, inhale, shift the weight forward onto the left leg. Drawing out the arms either in front of or behind you and lifting that back leg off the mat. Breathing here. And we'll release it back down, warrior one. Inhale, step it forward, pedaling out the feet. Inhale it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Grounding down the hands, let's step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Holding strong here, we're going to lift that left foot off the mat and out to the side. Bring it across the body. Out to the side, across the body. Out to the side, across the body, and step it back, downward facing dog, holding there, breathing, pressing those shoulder blades back and together, crown of the head reaching toward the mat. Inhale, back into high plank, and we'll go on the right side, bringing the foot out to the right and across the body, out to the right, across the body, out to the right, across the body, and we'll ground it down, downward facing dog. Dropping the knees as wide as the mat, bring the toes together, and let's press the body back into a wide-legged child's pose, forehead coming down to the mat. You can reach the arms back if you want, or out to the side, or leave them overstretched over the head, whatever feels good for you. Inhale, rise it back up on all fours. And we'll go ahead, come into a seated position on the mat with the feet planted into the ground. Straightening the legs out in front of you for your staff pose. Let's inhale it up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Reaching that chest toward the thighs, fingers out over the toes, or to the shins or ankles, whatever feels best for you here. Inhale, roll it up, and we'll draw the right leg into the left thigh. Inhale, rise. Exhale, reaching for those left toes. Again, chest is coming down toward the thigh. Breathing here. Put a bend in that left leg if it feels better. Just going for a stretch. Inhaling, roll it up. Exhaling, release both legs out straight and fold. Holding here. Inhale, roll it up. Left foot coming into the right thigh. And folding down over that right leg. Drawing chest toward thigh. Hands reaching for the feet. Inhale, rolling all the way up. Let's open the legs apart. Nice long spine here. And we'll reach down into the center. Keeping those feet active and flexed. Breathing into the stretch. Rolling the body up. Let's open those arms. And reach the left hand over to the left foot, bringing the side down over the thigh, reaching that right arm long overhead. You can turn your gaze to look up at the arm if it feels good. Stretching out that right side long. On your next inhale, rise it into the center. And exhale it out over the right thigh. Opening that side body, left arm lifting overhead. Or you can drop it down behind your back, opening up that chest and the shoulders a little more. Gaze is up toward the sky. Inhale, rise at center, and we'll reach out either for the big toes, your ankles, or your shins. Just going for a mid-fold there. Breathing, releasing down into the stretch. Keep pressing those shoulders away from the ears. Releasing the hands down into the middle in front of you. And we'll go ahead, roll the body up. And make our way down onto our backs. Inhale, bring those knees into the chest and give a little rock side to side, squeezing them in. Go ahead, drop both knees off to the left, opening up the right arm, and take your gaze out over the right. Relaxing down into the twist, grounding both shoulders into the mat, letting the body release. Inhaling, let's go ahead, rise those knees back into the chest, give them a squeeze, and we'll drop them off to the right, extending out the left arm and taking the gaze out over the left. Breathing now on this side, relaxing the body, relaxing the mind. Releasing into the twist. Rolling the knees back up and releasing the legs out long. We'll come into our final pose of Shavasana. Resting and breathing here. Letting the body fully release all tension. Feeling yourself heavy in the mat. Feeling the weight of your body supported, relaxed, and at ease. Feeling your breath come and go. Your mind is clear. Your body is fully relaxed. Just letting all that hard work on the mat today sink in and reap all the benefits. Relaxing the mind. Any thoughts that come into it, acknowledge them and let them pass through. returning always to the breath and to your present moment in silence on the mat. Slowly start to bring energy back into the body, deepening the breath, wiggling fingers and toes, giving yourself a nice stretch. And when you're ready, making your way back up into a seated position. Bringing the hands to heart center. Thank you for being here today. Namaste.